Let's talk about the 36-year-old sequel, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. So let's be honest, going into this movie, I wasn't completely excited for it because I do really like the original Beetlejuice. It's one of my favorite Tim Burton films. I like the aesthetic. I love Michael Keaton's performance in that film. Winona Ryder is fantastic in that movie. Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin, memorable cast. And to know that they weren't going to be in it kind of did diminish my expectation of the film. But to say that, it is directed well. It's wacky and zany and fun. But again, it's a 36-year-old sequel where, so much time has passed, things have changed, and Tim Burton even hasn't really made great movies in a recent time. Last one being probably Frankenweenie. Having said that, I had a lot of fun with Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. In a way, it does fall into that territory of a lot of retreads and references to the original, and it does speed through like a lot of the world building, just because it's supposed to be a film that you have seen before, the world you've seen before, so it doesn't have to explain the rules again to you, and that part is understandable, but it does zoom past a lot of the plot points and storylines for convenient gratification. But that's not to say that I didn't have fun, because there are a lot of great laughs in this movie. There are some genuinely great moments. The main reason you're even going to go watch this movie is for the cast, because that's what makes Beetlejuice so fun. Yes, Tim Burton's direction is really good. It's wacky, it's zany, it's unpredictable. Things just kind of fly at you, especially when they're in the other world. But I had a lot of fun with Michael Keaton's performance. He hasn't really lost too much of a step. I do feel like they underplayed him a little bit in here. He wasn't just balls to the wall wacky until like the very last bit of the film. Jenna Ortega's fine in this film. She doesn't really stand out, and I can't see her leading this franchise going forward if they decide to make more. But Winona Ryder is a standout. As always, she is always so expressive, and her like lost, confused look is just iconic. Catherine O'Hara is marvelous to watch in this movie. She's just wacky and fun. She probably steals a lot of the scenes. She has some of the funniest lines and dialogues. And there are subplots in this film that don't ultimately like pay off or have a really abrupt finish, but that's not to say that the film itself isn't fun. It's quick, it's breezy to watch in a way. It could be a nice companion piece when you're watching the original and then you go watch this one. I did miss Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin in here, but logically it makes sense why they're not in here, because you can't go Stone Age. So they've aged quite a bit. They've also changed physically a lot, but this is a return to form. It's fun, it's wacky, it's energetic. There's a lot to appreciate. I had a lot of moments where I was just like laughing out loud because of the absurdity of the film. It's a good time, especially if you're a fan of the original Beetlejuice. If you didn't enjoy the original Beetlejuice, you're not going to get much out of it. But